1 minute 15 seconds. Velocity 29.
America warns the deaths of its heroes lost in space. I'm Mary Alice Williams in New York. Moneyline will return tomorrow at its usual time.
Good evening, I'm Lou Waters in Atlanta. It will be weeks, even months, before there's any official determination about what went so catastrophically wrong this morning. And every bit of debris is being collected.
9, 8,
countdown.
7, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
Now controlling.
Roger, roll, Challenger. 24 times a space plane had gone off, leaving behind a trail of smoke and fire. This time, the smoke and fire engulfed the Challenger as it hurtled through the clouds.
Engines throttling up. 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
Challenger, go at throttle up. 1 minute 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
Fragments of the billion-dollar craft fell into the Atlantic. Recovery forces sped to the rescue, but NASA knew there was probably no human life to retrieve. Spectators looked on from the ground, overwhelmed. Among the onlookers, the parents of Christa McAuliffe, who was to have been the first civilian in space. McAuliffe, a teacher from New Hampshire, specially trained for this mission, was on board with 6 astronauts.
Lynn, the footage NASA is referring to shows a close-up of the rocket booster. If you look closely, you can see what appears to be one of the boosters on fire. This is 75 seconds into liftoff. The explosion turned the shuttle into a huge fireball. Ed Garston has more.
10 miles high and 8 miles from its Florida launch pad, and it seemed as if another tardy shuttle mission would finally get into orbit. For the first time carrying a school teacher, Christa McAuliffe, along with Commander Dick Scobie and crew members Judith Resnick, Ellison Osanuka, Arnold McNair, Gregory Jarvis, and Mike Smith. And then instructions from Mission Control.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
And tragedy.
1 minute 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
The seemingly routine radio transmissions giving the shuttle's position and speed belied what had just occurred. But the huge fireball was visible from the ground, its evidence providing an eerie scrawl of skywriting over the Atlantic, in full view of the crew's families and friends.
Obviously a major melt. 1 minute 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900
That is
feet
the
per
moment of
second.
tragedy 75 seconds after the Challenger was launched today. It is the worst space accident since man began the search for the stars 25 years ago. Good evening. By now, most Americans and millions of other people around the world have seen that videotape and have joined the mourning for the 7 people on board the shuttle. Our coverage here on CNN tonight is devoted to this story.
1 minute 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Obviously a major malfunction. Again, I repeat, we have a report relayed to the crew by dynamic officer that the vehicle has exploded. We are now looking at all the contingency operations and awaiting
Among the crew.
Engines beginning throttling down now at 94%. Normal throttles most of the flight, 104%. We'll throttle down to 65% shortly. Engines at 65%. 3 engines running normally. 3 good fuel cells. 3 good APUs. Velocity 2,257 feet per second. Altitude 4.3 nautical miles. Downrange distance 3 nautical miles. Engines throttling up. 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
Challenger, go at throttle up. 1 minute 15 seconds. velocity 2,900 feet per second, altitude 9 nautical miles, downrange distance 7 nautical miles. Here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction. We have no downlink. We have a report from the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded. Flight director confirms that. We are looking at checking with the recovery forces to see what can be done at this point. Contingency procedures are in effect.
Gave me the wrong stuff.
We will report more as we have information available. Again, to repeat, we have a report relayed through the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded. We are now looking at all the contingency operations and awaiting word from any recovery forces in the downrange field.
Mark, can you hear me?
Exploded and that impact in the water at a point approximately 28.64 degrees north, 80.28 degrees west. We are awaiting verification from as to the location of the recovery forces in the field to see what may be possible at this point.
It was America's.
Just a little more than 1 minute after liftoff.
1 minute 15 seconds, velocity 2,900 feet per second, altitude 9 nautical miles.
All 7 astronauts on board are killed.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Tonight, reporting from Washington.
It is the worst disaster in the history of the American space program, and President Reagan has declared a week of mourning for the 7 astronauts, 5 men and 2 women, who lost their lives.
The liftoff appeared flawless. The spectators, including Krista McAuliffe's parents, Grace and Edward Corrigan, watched proudly through tears of joy. 65 seconds into flight, NASA Control orders Commander Scobie to go to full power.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
Roger, go at throttle up.
Suddenly, an explosion.
Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction.
NASA loses all communication with Challenger, but the crowd still does not realize that something's gone wrong. Within seconds, Challenger disintegrates.
We have a report from the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded.
A nominal ascent, all those words, textbook, picture perfect, and then suddenly a tiny flame just where the fuel lines go from the big external tank into Challenger itself. On the left with the arrow, a plume where gases from the tank are forming, obviously feeding the fire. Now you will see the flame creeping up the external tank in between the tank and the shuttle itself. This is the beginning of the huge, catastrophic explosion that absolutely engulfed the entire system. You will see a second explosion right at the top of that big external tank. This is obviously what put the entire thing into flames and probably what destroyed the shuttle almost instantly. Now for a moment the smoke clears and we see emerging apparently the top of Challenger. We think this is the last picture we have ever seen of Challenger before it fell to the sea with its precious cargo. And as the sequence is going to continue, you will see that mammoth, horrible explosion on the right. One of the solid rocket boosters split away now from the tank and the shuttle itself. These boosters cannot be controlled once they're lit, so it has obviously gone off on its own into the wrong place, but it does not appear, I repeat, appear from what we can say.
It happened about the time when...
that any
They discussed video pictures that show an entirely different angle of the space shuttle with a flame crawling up one of the booster rockets. CNN's John Holloman has more on what the new pictures reveal. He's at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida for an update right now. John?
Well, Ken, NASA indicated to us we shouldn't make too much of these pictures that they showed for the first time tonight, but it's difficult not to do that. NASA made the announcement that may offer at least some of the answer to why the space shuttle blew up on Tuesday morning. NASA spokesman Hugh Harris made the announcement and showed us new pictures of the launch.
NASA's STS-51L Interim Mishap Investigation Board today released photographic data of the STS-51L system during its ascent. Studying film of the flight, studying film of the flight, they observed what appears to be an unexpected change in the range tracking image, seen as an unusual plume in the lower part of the right SRB area of the system. The cause is still unknown, and neither the board nor NASA will speculate as to the cause or effects of this observation. The board is continuing the extensive gathering and analysis of the data from the accident. This effort will continue to be NASA's and the board's top priority. The investigation of this accident is a complex and highly technical task. NASA cautions against drawing any conclusions until all data has been carefully studied and evaluated.
That was NASA spokesman Hugh Harris here at Cape Kennedy, as you were told about an hour ago. A high-speed film camera located almost directly under the launch pad took the pictures that you just looked at. CNN's Technology Center was able to slow those pictures down so that you were able to look at each image a little bit longer. Those pictures, in fact, last only about 20 seconds in real time, and they showed the unusual plume which Hugh Harris referred to. Now, NASA has just handed us an additional set of still photographs taken from another camera. And I'll show you this one that was brought here about 5 minutes ago. This, as you can see, is the shuttle orbiter on the side of that huge external fuel tank, which you see here, the red fuel tank. The fuel tank was not in very much use at the time of this photograph. These solid rocket boosters, this is one of them on the right-hand side of the orbiter, was in full force. It was shooting out all the fire that you see down here. And if you look very, very closely, you will see this yellowish-white spot that is on the lower side of that solid rocket booster. Now, what that is something that NASA is not so sure of. They are not willing to tell us that this is the cause of the explosion. But in the slow motion pictures that we showed you just a few minutes ago, you saw this hole or plume, as Harris referred to it, get larger and larger and larger. Then you saw it expand up on the other side, and then you saw that one frame of the explosion itself of what was apparently this huge liquid fuel tank. Now, as we have said, and as NASA has said, we have been urged not to draw any conclusions from these pictures.